All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're doing an educational commentary. This is like take 5. All right, everybody take a seat. A-Sax, supervise.
the OverDrive third gear. My strong people's in the chat. Shout out to Kylie Jane. The Black Superman is in the building, Mr. Charles Faulkner Jr. You know, somebody asked me the other day, they said, Max, why you play these songs? Well, I play these songs for a reason. I play them to promote Black love because it seems to be a lack of that now in the Black community. And when you have all of this negative pushback against Black men and Black women, it seems that we've lost the idea of what Black love is all about. That's the reason why I play these songs, to try to get us back on track to when we were at our best. You know, we were at our best when love was a part of our daily life. You know, and music was a great big part of that. I mean, I'll take you back to the times where babies were made off of slow jams. You know, the quality of Black people was extremely high back then. And so that's why I play the songs that I play in the beginning and the end to try to promote Black love. So before we get started, let me play one more selection and then we'll get started. Not going to have a long show tonight, but we will have a different, I got triggered by something that's pissing me off. We're going to talk about it. But before we get to it, let me play one more selection in the effort to promote Black love, and then we'll get the show started. All right, all right, all right. What's going on, people? Shout out to everybody in the chat. Kylie James, 79, Charles Faulkner. What's up, Neek? Yeah, that's when music really meant something, in our communities back then. I grew up on listening to music. It was a powerful influence on our way of life back in the day. And if you look at how the music influenced the young generation today, it has a really bad influence on them because the music is pretty much screwed up. There's nothing, most of the music today is just flat out trash, and that's programmed into the minds of our young children. It contributes to them acting crazy and giving them weird ideas and thoughts. So they behave in erratic ways and disrespectful to their parents. It was completely different back in my day where we had the Ozzy brothers, after seven, we had the Keith Sweats, we had, uh, the Charlie Wilsons, we had a lot of the old school cast, man, who sung about love back then. It was about promoting Black love. And this kept a lot of relationships alive back then and led to a lot of babies, you know. It was nothing to hear that a certain child was made while a certain song was playing. That was a real occurrence back then. I'm not sure what the hell is going on now when you got crazy dudes running around here talking about Black women have no value. And that's going to lead me into what I came here to talk about. I was on YouTube today, just surfing around. And I happened to come across Gab Talk Media. And shout out to Gab Talk Media, by the way. Gab over there doing his thing. And he was upset, pretty much, railing against the guys who were running around talking about Black women have no value or women have no value. Something I thought that was put to bed a while back, but I guess it's not. It seems to have resurfaced with this "Save Yourself, Black Man" rant that these guys seem to be taking up. You know, and so listening to it, I got triggered and wanted to do a live stream on it because I'm tired of these guys running around here talking about women have no value. If women don't have any value, then what value do you put on your life then? Somebody needs to answer me that question. If Black women, if you're a Black man saying that Black women have no value, then what value do you place on your own life since you got here, right? Through the gateway of the Black woman. You came through that gateway. You came out of your soul, came out of the spirit world and came into this world through that vagina gateway. So how do you value yourself? Since your mother has no value, she was Black, right? So she has no value. So how do you value yourself since you're saying that Black women have no value? These guys don't want to come up on the panel and get into it with some real men. They want to hide and stay on these punk panels with all these pansies who are running around talking about they hate their Black mothers and they want to throw rocks and hide their hand. They don't want to come on the panel with no real men and deal with these issues that they're talking about. So I would like to question a lot of these guys about what you deem valuable in a person. How is it that you see that a Black woman has no value? And then if she doesn't, then what value do you place on your mother or your daughter or your grandmother? And then what kind of value do you put on your life since this is how you came into this world? See, they don't want to address these issues. They get on these panels with guys like Nagoon and Game Changer, AM1, and all these little sissies running around here with their knees knocking together like little girls, and they cackle back and forth like chickens. But they don't want to address any real men with these ridiculous comments that they be making. Okay, and I'm a little sick and tired of hearing these cowardly comments about Black women don't have any value or Black women don't bring nothing to the table or whatever. So what are you saying? We should give up on women? You want a life with just men? Is that what you want? Hold on one second here. Let me take a look at my Can everybody hear me? Am I coming through okay? Yes, like I was saying, right? So I want to know, since you're saying that women don't have any value, right? Then what is your idea of life then? You want life with just men? You just want to run around. Men are valuable to you? You want to just run around here with men? You don't want any women? Women don't mean anything? I've never, as a man, all my life, I've never heard another man talk like that. Not a real man anyway. I'm a soldier, I come out of the military. I've never heard any man in my whole life talk like that. Matter of fact, I've never heard any of this stuff until I got on YouTube. I didn't even know guys were running around talking like this. Most of this stuff is new to me. Well, all of it really. I've never heard this stuff before. I never heard men say these kinds of things. I never seen men behave in this way. I I definitely never heard a man come out of his mouth and say he hate women, especially black women. How do you get to the point where you hate women? You know how many women out here? You know how many black women are in this country alone? We're talking 20 plus million. You hate all of them? How does that even make it? How do you even get to that kind of mentality to where you hate 20 million plus women? 20 million plus, and you hate them all. And then you're saying that 20 million plus women don't have any value. How does someone take you seriously when you say something like that? The sad part about it is that these guys are being taken seriously, right? And they have other men echoing the same thing that they're saying. They got their traveling echo chambers. Hold on one second. Get my... Woo! The black Superman is on the panel. All hell can break loose at any minute, y'all. Charles, what's going on, man? So like I was saying, right? How do you sit here and say 20 million plus women? Yeah, it is, Anik. How do you even have that kind of how do you get to that kind of mindset? Over 20 million women in this country, right, have no value. Over 20, you hate all 20 some million women. How does one even do that? And I'm just sick and tired of these cowards. They won't address any real men. They won't come up on these panels and go toe to toe with real men. They want to hide amongst these little sissies on these panels who got problems with women, okay, because they believe that that's a safe haven for them, to where they can run this BS rhetoric, okay, and don't get challenged. And that's the most frustrating part, right? They keep throwing rocks and hiding their hand, hiding behind other sissies. Oh, let me see who else. So, in my waiting room. Okay. Hiding behind other sissies. Nick, can you hear me? Hit a one if you can hear me. Let me make sure I'm coming through all right. Let me make sure I turn my on. Oh, really? What's up? Bottom to the top. Bottom to the top, you coming up? Okay. All right. Let me put the link in the chat. Yeah, yeah, I got triggered, man, tonight about this black woman have no value nonsense, man. I'm sick and tired of these cowards saying this stuff, and they don't want to really address it with no real men. You know, they keep hanging around with these sissies, throwing rocks and hiding their hand. You know, what makes a man say that he believes that women have no value? But if women have no value, then what value do you put? I want to ask these guys this one question: if the black woman has no value, then what value do you place on your life? Because it's where you came from. I want somebody to answer that question. So, bottom to the top, you are on. I don't see your mic yet, though. There you go. Say something. Your mic's up.
How's it going?
What's going on? Turn your mic up a little bit. There you go. Yeah, they're trying to be a shock jock. Is that what you think? You know, unique, simply unique. They're trying to be shock jocks. You know,
What
you
got
don't
you
have.
heated? What got you heated? I just got on. What?
Yeah, yeah, man. What got me triggered is that I was on YouTube surfing around. I came across Gab Talk Media. He was doing a live stream, and he was railing against these guys who saying that black women don't have any value. And that kind of got me triggered because I'm sick and tired. That's the third time I done heard that nonsense. And the guys who are saying this, they don't want to face any real men. They want to hide. They want to throw their rock and hide their hand and say this crap and hide on these panels with these sissies. You know, the first thing I want to ask somebody is, okay, well, if black women don't have any value, then what value do you place on your own life then? How do they look at themselves? What kind of value do they assess in their own life? Since they came from a black woman, she has no value, then what value do you place on your own life then? What value do you place on your daughter's life?
I think it's more. It's sorry. I'm sorry to say, but it's just the weak attacking the weak.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, when you look at it, it's like people are trying to be liked by attacking the black woman, or people's trying to be liked by catering to the black woman. And at the same time, I guess these individuals, they're sick and tired of being attacked as black men. But they have to understand we're not just getting attacked by black women. We're getting attacked by everybody. And we just this cycle keeps on continuing over and over. But I agree with you. They shouldn't be doing that, but that's what they're doing. And when we fight each other, the real enemy just sits back and laugh and say, "You see, they act like animals. Let's treat them like animals."
Well, the problem with that is you have to fight. Um, you have to have a civil war because the people who the enemy that's worse than the one that you're already fighting is the one that's already hiding amongst you that looks just like you. Okay, if you look at the Haitian Revolution, they went after the people first that infiltrated them and was working with the enemy. They went after them harder than they did anything else. You know, you have to purge your own society first before you can even deal with the enemy. And right now, we got too many coons, too many Sambos, okay, working against our best interests and working against the interests of black people. Coming out and blatantly saying that black women have, you know how many black women are in this country And this ain't got nothing to do with catering or anything, right? Okay, to say that my mother or your sister, your daughter have no fucking value, you know, it's insane. There's 20 plus million black women in this country. You telling me all of them don't have any value? You tell me that you hate every last one. How the hell do you hate 20 plus million black women?
Because we're all sick, and when you're sick, you look into the side of you and you see your black woman counterpart and she's sick, but you blaming her why she got sick.
Hmm.
It's to me it's sickening. And it's so easy to get wrapped up in the nonsense. Sometimes we got to check our own self and what we say and what we put out there. And if we're putting out negative things, then that's all that's going to be. It's going to be negative. And so sometimes we got to control ourselves and watch ourselves and say, you know what, let's change this narrative of this constant negative and turn it into a positive.
Right, but that
That
has to
so
start. Right, but that has to start with us, though. Black women
I
aren't going to change. You go ahead.
listen. I don't believe, as a black community as a whole, I'm not talking about individually, as a whole, I think the direction we should go should be the focus of the black man. And that's where it should lie. And we should show the world how to
Woo,
work
what up,
together.
Charles? You said the focus would, you said the focus would be on the black man.
I think the initial problem should be the black men working together.
I can agree with that
That's
because we're the ones who are going to fix this. It's like I said before, black women won't fix this because they cannot fix this. The only people who are capable of fixing this mess are black men. And right now, black men, we are running around chasing our tail. We got to stop running around chasing our damn tail. We got too many turncoats. We got too many traitors. We got too many people working against our best interests. And they're black. I don't care about. I already know what the white man's going to do. I know what to expect from him, right? The issue is we got guys here on these panels on YouTube running interference, right? And doing things directly to affect us in the negative way. Saying some of the most crazy things that you can possibly imagine, putting out some of the most absurd rhetoric and information, which is damaging. I mean, for some fool to come on here and say that black women have no value, that's damaging. You know who's listening to that? Black men aren't the only ones listening to that. Let me explain something to you, right? Other people around this world, right, are looking for excuses to take our lives. Okay? And to sit up here and say that black women have no value, that gives people incentive that when they come to this country, or the ones who are already in this country who are foreign, that they can do anything they want to the black woman because she has no protection. Because her own man believes that she has no value. And how does he know that? Because he's sitting up here broadcasting it on YouTube. He broadcasted it on social media that his own woman has no value. So she has no value. He's not going to protect her. That's what a foreign man's going to think. So he feels that it's over game. He can do whatever he wants to her. That's what that. That's the type of mindset that develops in foreign men when they hear rhetoric like that. You see, because they don't play games like we play games. You see, these niggas are playing games. They don't realize that the games that they're playing, other people, right, taking these games, right, as a reality. So when you say, oh, well, the black woman has no value, then a Chinese man ain't got to respect her. A Hispanic male ain't got to respect her. Why should he? You said she don't have any value. Who respects things that have no value? And this leads to her being targeted by other races of men. That's how damaging that rhetoric is. That's how dangerous that rhetoric is. It increases, right, the danger around our women. This is why you got men out here.
There was a story. Let me see if I can tell this story correctly. I think there's a story that happened in Vallejo, California, where it was this girl. I guess she was either artistic or she was in a wheelchair or something happened. She was about 18 years old, and I don't know if it was a driver or it was a teacher, but somehow they had a relationship, and they went all in on that black guy. They went all in because they said that she didn't have the capacity to think, and they went all in on him. And she was 18 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And that just shows you that the value that you're talking about can be very destructive. And that's
It is destructive.
And when you don't go all out on this stuff that, if somebody's in your community that's terrorizing the women that are under 18 years old and manipulating their mindset, and you don't set a precedent, that means that the next person that gets out of jail, that's a registered sex offender, they're going right into those communities. They don't allow that stuff to happen in different communities, but they're going into these black communities.
I know.
They're walking home from school.
I
Those
know.
little children, are going to schools without any adult supervision. They're coming home without any adult supervision. They're walking to school. Just one of them. Little girls are walking to school by themselves. These people, these predators are out there. They're being more they're being more flamboyant. They're being more daring. They'll snatch these girls up right in front of the parents' homes, even with the sibling brothers. So yes, the rhetoric is very damaging and is very dangerous when you hear it and other people hear it.
Right, and it increases the danger of black women and our black children. This is what these guys don't understand. There's no code anymore in the neighborhood. Okay, these guys aren't on code. This is why these kids are getting snatched up. This is why these hey Frankie, how you doing? This is why these guys, these foreigners feel that they can lay hands on black women at any given point, because you got these niggas running around talking about they have no value. I'm telling you, they just don't understand what they're doing. They don't get it. You are increasing the danger around our black women and children when you say shit like that. Other people are taking you seriously. They're taking it for face value. You saying that your women don't have no value, then why the hell should they respect them? You don't respect them. You don't care nothing about them. You running around here talking about they don't have any value. So they don't have no fear of you. Okay, so they can do whatever they want to the black woman. Black woman come in their store, say something, oh, they can knock her head off. You ain't gonna do nothing because you don't think she has any value. So they don't have no fear of your retaliation. So basically what you've done was, by saying and stuff like that, you stripped the black woman and our children of their protection that they should rightfully have from their own men. Other races of men protect their women. They don't get on YouTube talking about, oh, well, she just is Chinese female fuckery. It's Hispanic female fuckery. It's Russian female fuckery. It's Moroccan female fuckery. Don't do that.
See, this is the difference between all of a lot of stuff. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Sometimes I don't. Do a lot of the females in the black community respect black men and their protection? Do they listen to that protection? because a lot of them don't. I won't say not all because that's disingenuous. When you have people who talk to their men any type of way, and they think they'll go to another culture of men, and we're like, hey, stop going to their nail shops if they disrespecting you, and they go back into that nail shop, what the hell are you gonna do? You can't say there aren't any black owned nail shops, black owned beauty supply stores or whatever. I say first and foremost, do they respect the protection in the first place? That's the greatest question we need to ask.
That's a good question, Charles.
Because you got a lot of these feminist minded black females out here who say they're independent. Okay, we need to put up the definition of independence. You're sovereign. You need no protection from no other man, no other country, no nothing. You want to call for protection when you can't handle the shit anymore. But when we tell you not to go there in the first place, you can't tell me what to do. You don't control me. And I call bullshit on that. I call serious bullshit on that. And the reason why, I'm tired of people acting like motherfuckers don't have agency. Because guess what? When you have a choice in the matter to do something, that means you have agency. And when you go against the protection, go against what your men say to keep you protected, what the hell am I supposed to do? I'm going to put my life on the line for something that does not want to listen and put themselves in the open way of harm? How many times have you heard sisters come out there and jump out when you could perfectly call your boyfriend, your husband, your father, your brothers, your cousins, someone, the police, to aid you, but willingly put yourself in the line of fire? It's not the fact that they don't have value. No, do they value the protection they get? Because there's plenty of black men who protect black women, even when that black woman is doing some fucked up shit. We've all seen it. She's in the dead of wrong, and black men still aid her. Now, if a fuckboy want to say all black women have no value, he's an idiot, because that's disingenuous. Now, the question is, does one want to be protected by black men at all?
That's a
Because
good question.
because part of protection is adhering to rules.
Hey,
Are you
Dame
gonna
Frankie, what do you think
are
about
you
that?
max gonna take your whole paycheck and count it in cash, walking through the most seediest part of the neighborhood?
Absolutely not.
But that's the equivalent of what the men are getting. Like, sister, why are you going down there? You know they disrespect y'all.
Let me ask
Don't tell me what
you
to
this.
do.
Let me ask you this. You think it's something personal that maybe they had a bad relationship with their father and they don't just
That,
trust
that's that's the equivalent of saying I had one bad relationship and all women are bad.
you?
And we all know that's bullshit.
Mhm.
So when you grow up in a culture that does not respect men, and let's face it, they are not taught that. They are not taught that.
Mhm.
You have some who are blessed to be taught, but the majority are not taught to respect men. So you're going to respect what you value, right?
Mhm.
And if you look at black men as the lowest on the totem pole, what does that tell you? I don't got to listen to shit what you say, but you
This is basically just programming. I think black men need to control the narrative. Now she's going to do what she does is because she's sick. I'm not defending that person because they're adult and they have a responsibility to understand the difference of right and wrong. But if you constantly are seeing the black male image being destroyed constantly, subconsciously in your mind, you will always perceive the black man as being the weak. And then when the black man and the black woman come together, she used the protection of the law to degrade that black man and to her superior, being superior over him, to call, you know. So the system keeps playing this game and playing these tricks on people's mind that you really, if you look at it, you kind of see like, okay, we're kind of sick. We're kind of sick in the mind right now. Let's change that narrative as black men, and we bring what we need to bring to the table. And then she knows she can't pull that crap with any of us.
And this
Doesn't
is the
matter
question.
the lowest black man or the highest black man. They
This is the
cannot pull
question, right?
that
This
crap
is
on us.
this is the biggest question I got for that. What the hell do we need to bring to the table? You already have shit to the table. You can bring everything to the table. Is it going to be enough for that woman to respect you? In many cases, no.
We
That's
all
why
have to do
that's
it.
why it's different. That's why it's different classes of men and women.
Sure.
When you deal with low class men or you deal with low class women, you're going to get low class results.
Well, let me ask you a question. Does this happen on your watch?
Because guess what? I'll leave.
All right. And you leave and they're going to be alone. And if that scenario keeps on happening, then hopefully that sickness will go away and they understand that they
Are
cannot
we
pull
going
this
off of
stuff and
hope?
they
Or are we going off of hope? Or are we going off of certainty?
listen,
Because,
as of right now,
because black people are going off of hope
being
for
in the
like
black community at the very, very bottom of society, this hope is all we have, because we've been getting destroyed day in and day out. And at some point, we need to say
if hope
stop.
is all I'm getting, send it back. Because I don't need hope. Hope's that shit that people been selling at church for God knows how many years. It's like that goddamn building fund. You still got that leaky ass roof in the corner.
Well, right now, as long as we're still raising black children in this world, we need all the hope we can get.
Yeah, I like some women to come up on the panel.
We don't need hope. We need results.
Women,
Yeah, we definitely need progress, but
I would
a
love for a woman.
hopeless individual can't bring anything to the table.
Hold on one second, bottom to the top. Yeah, the link is in the chat room, ladies. If one of y'all want to come up, we like to have a woman up here to break up, get a woman's point of view about what's being said. These brothers are dropping some heavy info right now. Would definitely like to get a woman up here and see what she has to say about what these guys are talking about. Go ahead, guys.
Because number one, see, this is the brainstorm that I've been thinking. There shouldn't be no question what I bring to the table. What are you bringing? Like, Shorty, if I'm bringing a castle, what the hell are you bringing? If I can't get your loyalty, your respect, your love, and support, get the fuck on.
What if she say that she's bringing the ability for you to carry on your bloodline and legacy?
That's any woman. I mean, that's like me saying I got the ability to lift heavy shit.
Mm-hmm.
You got to come better than that. Because the way the system is, you can use my bloodline and legacy and weaponize it against me.
Yo, you got me stumped on that, man. I ain't got no answer for you on that one.
Exactly. Because number one, I need your love, your loyalty, respect. If you don't respect me, first and foremost, black men need to, if you want black men to be the leaders, by definition, a leader has two things by default: the ability to reward and the ability to punish. Okay? When you go against the rules, you get left. Don't ask for protection. You don't deserve it because you're hard-headed. It's the same goddamn thing I would do to my child. Why should I give you and reward you for bad behavior? I ain't got to put my hands on you. I'm just going to outsmart.
Let me ask you something. Now you got this castle, right? What would you like your woman to do?
I just said it. If I don't have your loyalty, your love, your respect, and your support. If you see me falling on something, don't be looking at me like, hey, oh, he can do it all. No, there's some parts you gotta help. Do your part.
Okay,
If you see me at
expand
work,
expand on the support, please.
if you see me at work working extra hours, you can't pick up the kids, you can't cook, you can't clean, you can't go to the goal to being debt free. Stick to the plan and let's drive on it. See, the problem is this: too many black men get their lead from their women, and there's a lot of women who won't say it. They like it that way. Do we go by what a person does, what a person says, or what they do?
What they do.
So when you hear all this rhetoric about we need them to lead, 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 but we're not going to listen to what they say, and we're still going to do the same shit that we've been doing, but we want them to be like that pit bull, be quiet in the corner till we need you to attack. That's not right. Just like you shouldn't be abusing your women, you shouldn't be mistreating your women. So why mistreat your men? Let's just get the fuck out of the whole dating preference for a second.
All right, I'm here now.
Let's just get out the dating preference for a second.
Charles,
if
let me ask you another question here. This support that you were talking about, I just want to make sure I'm on the same page as you. So you want a woman that's caring and nurturing. Is that correct?
She can be those.
Because you were mentioning stuff like cook, clean,
She
taking
can
care of the
work
kids.
stuff. See, my lady asked me, "You don't want a woman to challenge you?" I said, "No, I want a woman to advise." Why do you want to challenge me? Do you want to do the man shit?
Let me ask
Submissive.
Do you want to be the one that has to go to war? Oh no, no, you
Let
don't.
me ask you this, Charles. Let me ask you this, Charles. When you look at society today, right? Clearly, things are different today than they were 30 years ago. Okay. Have women become more by default? Have they become more than just women who traditionally cook and clean and keep house?
That's because of technology, and that's because society wants to say men and women are equal, and consistently, nature has told you no, you're not. That's full of shit.
That's right.
Have you ever noticed that women were happiest when they did their traditional shit? Women didn't go through heart disease, stress, being being infertile.
Hell, even diabetes.
That's an excellent point, man. I've never heard it put that way before.
Because
Yeah,
they're trying to, because men are naturally beasts of burden. We can take stress more than they can. We can see danger quicker than they can.
that's an
Yeah.
excellent point, Shaw. I never
When you,
looked at it. You're right.
so when
They
you
were.
notice the studies have shown women happiest when they're doing what? Traditional shit.
Yes,
It
yes. And they
gave
were
them a
healthier.
purpose.
And they
See,
were healthy.
the man's purpose was building a castle in society. A woman's purpose was raising kids and supporting her men. Even if she works and she makes more, she still prides herself. Can she cater to her man?
Why is that an ugly thing now?
Because it's
Because of the fucking feminists. Tim said, you don't need a man. Why they still cater to their man? They condition the sisters to that. Why they do the opposite.
that's why when you hear a lot of the sisters on here, like a woo, Christine Williams and others, they
She has
always talk about. Have you ever seen them get out of pocket and act unladylike? No.
Nope.
There's a great power within their femininity. They calm things down. They give another perspective. See, once you lose your power and you try to go toe to toe with masculinity, a woman's always going to lose.
Speaking of Christine Williams, she says, when most black men share his plan with a woman he is interested in, it's her choice to accept or reject.
Facts. And see, that's what black men have not. If you ask the average teenage boy to early adult male, he doesn't have any expectations for what his woman should do in the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on a second, folks. 2-5.
Yeah, that's an excellent point he made. I forgot all about that. When women were homemakers, they were happier and they were healthy. They had the information to back that up.
Mm-hmm. Now,
Did
remember,
you
Max,
did you
not everyone
did
was
you
a
also
homemaker, but a good portion did stay at home and some did work, but they were more easier because the man took the more of the load off some of these women. And now because they had to do more and the men have been derelict, they're being stressed.
there are also some interesting statistics that's out there regarding black men. When black men was doing that, we were stressed out more and we were dying faster. Now the statistics is showing that black men are getting less stress and living longer.
Yeah.
Because women are in the workforce, because now they're pushing this 50-50 model.
Mm-hmm.
I just think black men are living better and healthier lifestyles than before.
I don't know about
Well, we are living longer, so I would assume it would be
But think
healthier
about it. If you
lifestyle.
live longer, but are you living longer in your purpose? That's the question. No man has ever asked. Because most people that were in purpose and really doing something to really change the way of the world don't really live long. Especially if you're trying to attain power for the collective. You look at all the greats, they died before they even hit 40, right? Some of them. Actually, my mic's muted. Wait, is my internet? Yeah, working. Let me check. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can put black Americans are living longer, but I got to check on seeing if it's black males, and I'll try to see if I can pull that up.
If you put up, be good. Anybody that's on the Max OverDrive third gear, please share this video right now in your social media. Because we know how YouTube stays. They like to hide notifications. So share the video. And as you share it, please hit that like so we get it more circulating. Let this message run wild. And ladies, if you're there tonight, Mr. Verbal Assassin, or any ladies that would like to come grace this talking point, please don't be hesitant. Hit that Zoom link. Thank you.
good stuff, Chaos.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but Charles is a hero. So he
Yes,
pretty
he
much
is.
said, what he wants to say, and he can get that. But these other guys, they can't get that. You can't walk around here saying stuff like black women having to. You have no idea the type of danger you put black women in when you say these things. And black men were restricted to more strenuous work decades ago, factory, hard labor, and the shorter lifespan. Yeah, Simply Unique, you're right. Simply Unique says black men were restricted to more strenuous work decades ago. Factory, uh, hard labor, hence the shorter lifespan. Absolutely.
And not only that, Max, because men lifespan was never that lengthy, that women, at the end of the day, they gain some out of it when a man is not only doing his thing and providing, but a purpose still.
Chris,
Nowadays, if men are living longer, that means some men are not really. Oh, what you about to say something?
yeah. Hold on, Christine, I don't understand what you mean by that comment when you say, I wonder why. Is it because of the black woman who stands with him, being that support he's so desperately needs? What do you mean by that? When you're answering another question or something?
Yeah, I don't understand that question. You got to repeat that question. I don't understand that either.
Yeah.
You got to rewrite that, Christina, because that's not clear.
Yeah, I don't, yeah, well, you responded to something somebody said, or? Yeah, unique. That's a good statement there. You're right. The hard labor in the factories. But understand, factory work isn't as hard as people think it is. Factory work is more repetitive and redundant than it is hard. Because most factory work, right, is done by machine. So people don't realize most factories are 70-some% automated.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They have conveyor belts, they have packing machines, they have machines that shrink wrap whole pallets and stuff like that. So the factory work overall isn't as physically tasking, but it's repetitive and redundant, which can also, make you aggravated, stressed out. Oh, okay, okay. So she means that, yeah, that could be it too. I'll buy that for $1. While the black man is living on, yeah, yeah. Right. And like I said, factory now warehouse work can be, see, factory work and the warehouse work are two different, people try to put them in the same category, but they're not. Warehouse work is different than factory work. Warehouse work is usually more physical because in warehouses you do a lot of things with your hands. You pick up a lot of boxes, you stack a lot of boxes, you build pallets, you unload trucks by hand. Warehouse work is physically demanding. Factory work is completely different than warehouse work. They're not the same thing. Like I said, most factories, even back in the day, most factories are like 70% automated. Okay, like
Mm-hmm.
Rubbermaid factories were nearly 80-some% automated. They had machines that did everything. Okay, mostly, the people that worked there were machine operators. I disagree with that, Phil James. I don't know what you mean by that. It's been 400 years, and black people in general are exhausted. Well, I don't know they're exhausted about 400 years, but exhausted for doing things that are worthless, like marching in the street, having million-man marches that don't amount to anything. You know how much energy it takes out of you to travel across country, right? And muster up all of this energy and finally get there to do to just waste the energy, like just muddling about.
Mm.
So no, I don't look at the 400-year thing. I think that there are too many things going on now. And you know what? To me, the 400-year thing is not something we should be focused on right now. If
20 year
we,
what?
no, Phil James had a comment in the chat. He said, it has been 400 years. Black people in general are exhausted. They're lost. They've lost the fight, much of the fight survival instinct. I disagree with that. We got
Yeah, I
plenty of fight.
disagree with that too, man. I don't
Yeah,
believe that either.
got plenty of fight. We just fight. We just, the fight is just aimed in the wrong direction. Okay. As you can see, we're fighting each other every day. We got plenty of fight. The fight is not the problem. The fight is that we're fighting each other. We need to stop fighting each other. Oh, we got plenty of fight in us. We just need to stop fighting each other. That's all we got to stop doing. Start fighting the appropriate people.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as 400 years, I think black people need to get out of the past altogether. Okay, yes, acknowledge slavery for what it was worth and what happened, and don't forget that. But let's stop standing on that. Can't continue to use that generation after generation. As you can see, it's gotten us nowhere. You can't keep leaning on that. Most of us were never slaves or was ever in shackles or anything. We didn't go through what our ancestors went through. So I think it would be better to just acknowledge that and respect and understand what happened to them and feel pain for them. But we also have our own lives to put together here. I don't think our ancestors would want us wasting our lives on them and not progressing ourselves, because then that would mean that they were tortured and they died in vain.
Did you guys ever notice that this slavery, how they used to enslave us, is still in practice today, but it's done mentally?
Yeah, but I think that when you feed into that mental, then you allow it to happen. You see, your mind is very, very strong. This is why you're always being attacked mentally.
Yep. The subliminal message.
Right. This is why you're always being attacked. See, your enemy attacks you mentally. Okay.
But what was the strategy?
Huh?
The strategy. Okay, so this is the reason. I mean, this is my opinion. The reason why this 400 years and this slave mentality and this crabs in the barrel and any other damaging or just any idiotic stuff that happens in the Black community, it's all geared the same way. And it's basically done by attacking the Black male, then attacking the Black woman, and being afraid to get out of that circumstances, get out of that situation, which this is the sickness that's been happening year after year. And we never said stop, because I guess we don't really understand that this is just a game that they've been playing on us for 400 years.
Well, actually, it's not a game. It's very real, because look at your behavior. You don't do anything for yourself. You don't have any want to. You have no desire, no ambition. So it's definitely not a game. The problem is that you have to understand that these things are happening to you, and you have to break yourself out of this vicious cycle. But Black people don't want to do that. Like,
Well,
for
it's just
example,
you ever see that Wizard of Oz and the guys behind the curtain? And
right?
it's like, don't look at the guy behind the curtain.
No,
That is exactly what's happening. Like,
no, no, no,
there
no,
can't there. Okay, well, gender wars.
no, no.
Name
That's not what's happening.
any
Let's say what's
beef.
happening.
Name any type of beef that we have with each other, and it's the same
Let
thing.
me let me tell you what's really happening. What you're naming, right? What you're talking about, right? That is called distractions. Let me tell you what's really happening. Okay, what's really happening is this: in your neighborhood, you have foreign businesses, right? That you go to every day and you spend money, and that money travels out of your neighborhood into the hands of someone else, and it's gone. You have landlords. Okay, you don't own property in your neighborhood. You have landlords. Again, your money goes out of your community. Okay? That's your real problem. You don't have any wealth. You don't have any power. You don't own any, you haven't built any infrastructure. So when you don't have any of these things, the next thing to do is to keep you completely occupied so that you won't turn any interest into accomplishing any one of these things. So what do? They keep you confused mentally by throwing feminism at you. Okay? They try to effeminate you. They do all of these things to keep your mind wrapped up into what you really should be doing. They keep you distracted. It's called misdirection. This is why I rail against people getting a Western education. Okay?
Okay,
Because once you go into those schools, yeah, go ahead.
so I'm agreeing with you. We're just saying it wrong. I mean, but the whole same thing. The whole same thing is that Wizard of Oz. Here we go again with the Wizard of Oz. You know, the man behind the curtains. Don't look behind the curtain.
Actually, you're the man, but actually, you're the man behind the curtain that they're telling you not to look behind.
How can I be the man behind the curtain?
No, your eyes.
No, my eyes are open. I see exactly what you see. I'm just trying to explain it so other people can understand it.
What black people don't understand is that we're eyes.
What come again? I couldn't hear you.
What black people don't understand is that you are eyes. You are the OZ. That's why they don't want you to look behind the curtain. They don't want you to see what you really are. You are the OZ.
Okay.
And they know what you are. Why do you think they attack you mentally?
Yes, so we can continue the same cycle with our children. Let's be afraid. Let's have fear. Let's go back to the narrative and let's attack our own women.
Now listen, now forget about that. How do you get foreign businesses out of your community without going up to them, right? Throwing rocks.
You cut off their money supply.
Thank you.
I hear you loud and clearly. It's economics. You shut them down. You don't let a foreigner come in and own your stuff. You cut the money supply. You starve them out.
Exactly. You see, we can fix these problems. A lot of these problems that we have were easily fixed. The problem is black people won't do them. They won't do them because they're mentally distracted.
They hate each other because if I have that same business, they're not going to spend money with me.
No. I wouldn't say that they hate each other. They are mentally distracted. They are under a mental illusion. That's why they can't really see, right? That
all right. So let's
hurting them.
If you're going to keep it 100, let's keep it real. Like, you know, I get it, but if you keep it 100, if the black community is at the we've been here the longest, and if we're at the bottom of the bottom, let's keep it 100. We have to hate each other in order for us to be at the bottom. There is no possible way that we like. There might be a few of us that don't, but it's like if I go in here in that black community and I step on someone's shoe, they're ready to shoot me.
Well, you know what? We have to, first of all, we have to stop fighting ourselves.
Let me finish this one thing and then you go ahead. But the same bank that they bank with can take $30 from them every month, and they won't cry a tear. They won't pick up a fist. They won't throw nothing at them.
Well, the first thing we got to stop doing, we have to stop fighting ourselves and start giving ourselves a chance, start believing in ourselves. Like one thing you just said that I don't agree with. You said we're at the bottom. We have to stop believing that. You're only at the bottom because you believe you're at the bottom. You can easily get out here and move mountains, kick ass, and take names. It's all in your mind. You're only at the bottom because you believe you're at the bottom. You got white people out here who are at what you would call the bottom too. They don't think that way. You see, the mental is 90% of the battle, bro. You're walking around here believing that you're at the bottom and that you don't deserve anything. Well, then your behavior, right, reflects that. I don't think that I'm at the bottom of anything, or believe that I'm the bottom of anything.
Well, let me correct what I'm trying to say then. Individually, we have some extraordinary individuals out there. But as a whole, as a community, and as a where we at right now, we definitely need to change.
Now, let me tell you what you just said that was harmful, right? Because people are listening to you, right? You just said that there's extraordinary individuals out there, right? In the context of what we was talking about, right? It makes it seem like in order for us to believe in ourselves, we have to go above and beyond. We have to do something special to believe in ourselves. We have to become extraordinary people. And we don't have to do that. We don't have to be a superhero to believe in ourselves. Just simply start, just wake up tomorrow, right? And believe that you can accomplish something and believe that you'll get it done. Start believing in yourself. Start allowing your behavior to follow your belief. It's that easy. You don't have to put on a cape and fly out of a window and be a superhero or be extraordinary or spectacular or uncanny or any of that stuff. All you need to do is be you. Just start believing in yourself. It's that simple. I seen an 80-year-old man climb up a 60-foot rope. Okay, a heavy set 80-year-old man. And what got him up to the top of that rope and back down was the fact that he believed that he could do it.
You are a very positive individual, and you're going to speak life and speak the truth. The things that I'm saying is stemming from the fact that when I turn on the news and I see killing of an unarmed Black person being socially justifiable in our society, then I knew that there's a huge problem what's going on in the Black community, and something needs to be done.
Right, and you're exactly right, and I'm gonna tell you why that is. Because we don't value ourselves. We're walking around here thinking that we're at the bottom. We don't care about ourselves. That's how they get away with stuff like that. Let me tell you something. You go into a white neighborhood, forget about the white neighborhood. Go into an Hispanic neighborhood and shoot somebody. See what happens to you.
See, and another thing, Max, is just like people have to understand that in order to change what's going on in our community can happen tomorrow. That's how quick this mind thing that you're talking about. It's not, oh, well, a whole bunch of Black people get together and in 2 years from now that this can change. Actually, it can change tomorrow. That mindset that you're talking about is real deep, and people need to be aware of that. And if I'm being part of the problem, then I apologize to every listener out there, because we are not at the bottom, because I know we're not at the bottom, because
we're not at the bottom.
We spend $1 trillion a year. I already know that. We spend $1 trillion a year, but the message that you're saying that I'm talking about is not productive. And sometimes we have to own up to what we say and say, hey, we need to speak life. We need to speak truth. We need to rise up above all this bad rhetoric talk, all this nonsense. And I appreciate you for that.
Yeah, man. You listen, it starts with the belief, brother. And they know that. That's why they attack your mental. They attack your mental to get to your self-esteem. Self-esteem is key to belief. Okay, if you don't have any self-esteem, it'll be hard for you to believe in anything, especially yourself. That's why they always bombard you with these negative subliminal images. Not subliminal, I'm sorry, with these negative images, showing you pictures of white men and Black women together, right? Being happy, showing you pictures of Black men and white women being together, but never showing you a picture of Black love. Never showing you, a Black couple being happy and being successful. That's all done by design. That is to make you think that you are the lowest of the lowest, and you can only be happy with someone other than your own race. Okay, you got to stop falling for that. You see, that's where that leads to rhetoric like that you hear on YouTube, because these guys got these images in their mind of these other women, or these other races of women. They start running around here talking about, oh, the Black woman ain't this, the Black woman ain't that, she ain't got no value. That's what plants that information in your head. Okay, you have to start jettisoning this poison out of your mind. That's where it's at. You know what white supremacy is, man? It's not in your face. It's not on Capitol Hill. It's in your mind, bro. And they know that's where it is, because that's where they planted it. They planted it there. That's why they can do to you what they do to you physically, because they know mentally where your head is at. See, if you can control the way somebody thinks, you can control their behavior. Why do you think they always tell you to forgive, right? Who do you think that benefits? Does it benefit you? It benefits them. Why do they always tell you that violence isn't the answer? But yet they use violence to answer everything. They're always using violence against you, but they tell you violence isn't the answer. They tell you to turn the other cheek. Okay? While they trying to knock both of your cheeks off, they telling you to turn the other cheek. And you
Because
sit
they
there,
can.
that nonsense.
You ever notice why the police, when they're doing something they don't supposed to be doing, everybody's quick to pick up their cell phones instead of interacting or helping the person that's getting treated unfairly or unruly.
Mm-hmm. If you start listening, here's the thing. I give Jay-Z a lot of credit. What was the store, I believe, in New York that they shut down? Big store, too. I think it was Nordstrom. I believe that's what it was when they accused this black kid of stealing a belt that he just brought. You might know what that store was, that big department store that was in New York that accused the black kid uh, of stealing a belt that he brought. And they started messing with black people on some racist stuff. Barney's, I think it was called Barney's, right? Jay-Z was an investor in that store, I believe, or something like that. We found out about what they did. You know what he did? He pulled out. And guess what? Store shut down. That's the appropriate reaction. Okay? You have to retaliate. You have to retaliate. If you don't retaliate, no one's going to take you seriously, and they're not going to stop their attacks. And they won't treat you any different if you don't retaliate. If you just sit there and do nothing, they're gonna keep hitting you over the head. They don't have any rhyme or reason. They want power. They want conquest. They don't have no business knocking your brains out for it. Over and over again. Problem is you are allowing it to happen over and over again because you won't believe anything different. And because you won't believe anything different, you don't do anything different. Case in point, you got Oprah on live television. She goes to a store overseas, right, to buy an expensive bag. The bag is $64,000. The woman, the proprietor in there, disrespected her, didn't know who she was, treated her like a nigger, right? And what does Oprah do? She buys 2 bags. So if she gives this person that disrespected her, right, and treated her rudely and treated her like a nigger, over $120,000 of her money. So you tell me who really won in that situation? Who's winning there? And you know what? You have black women on Twitter, right, and Facebook, right, backing her up, talking about, yeah, oh, but that's how you do it. No, that's not how you do it. That's stupid. Someone treats you like that, you don't give them your money. You let a foreigner come in your place of business and you disrespect them and see if they'll give you a dime. Black people going to places, get disrespected and still going to their wallet. Oh yeah, you better respect me. I'm gonna give you this $100, but next time you better be nice to me. Only we have this mentality, bro. And we have to get rid of this mentality. We have to. We take this mentality everywhere we go in this country. Okay, we have this backward Cowtown type mentality. Yeah, well, they keep going to the nail shops because they don't have any incentive to go anywhere else. Unique. Go in there, the man beats them up, they go right back in there.
I got this black guy. He actually has a nail shop. He actually is the owner of the building and the nail shop, and his wife is a Vietnamese. So
Hmm.
it's always some type of uh, backdoor type of front where the black man has to has to go through the back end instead of going straight through the front door. And that kind of narrative I would like to see change, where if I open up a shop in the community, I expect to be treated the same way as they
See,
go to the lawyer in downtown that they pay a lot of money for, but they willing to lowball me at my shop.
Dame Frankie Hermes was a homosexual. All of them Greek gods were homosexuals. Um, Matter of fact, the Greeks was a homosexual society. Their whole society was homosexuals, lesbians, and all that. All the fraternities, Greek fraternities, those are all homosexual fraternities. Don't get me started on alpha and beta to give you the real knowledge of where those terms really came from and what they really mean. That's why I don't call myself I don't identify as an alpha male. But yeah, so getting back to what I was saying, yeah. See, black people got to be, about to the top. Black people got to start to become pompous, right? If you go places and you get treated, I don't care how minute it is. You go into a place of business and somebody even look at you a way that you don't like, you take your ass out and take your business elsewhere. You let them feel the sting of not making any money off of you.
Did you
That
know?
will change the behavior of people.
Can you hear me fine?
Yeah.
Okay. There, I can't remember one of those stores. I think it was either who they own Sears, they own Kmart. It's I can't remember the name of the company. I think it starts with a R. But they own these big major stores. They own like four of them. And if you get terminated from that job, you can't get hired from any of those companies, any of those big major chain stores. That is what type of philosophy we kind of need when we're going.
Now, now listen to this here. Listen to this comment right here, right? Okay, Phil James says, Phil James says, he heard about a rapper going into a jewelry store, a jewelry shop, right? They closed the door on him. Basically, they closed the door in his face, right? And he still went in there and bought $75,000 worth of jewelry. You see, that's the mentality, right? See, that's the mentality that you have to get. That mentality is hurting you more than anything you can imagine. It's hurting you more than feminism. It's hurting you more than BFF. It's hurting you more than you wanting black women to submit. That mentality right there is killing you, man. You don't give someone $75,000 who just disrespected you. No one does that but us. You get a rich foreign man coming to your place of business. You slam the door in his face. Guess what? You'll never see him again.
So I mean, that's exactly what I was saying with those companies. They'll cut you off, and you can never get a job from them. Never.
Oh,
And don't be related to that person either, because that's going to be tough too.
right. And we got to stop with this talk about what they have. Okay. The reason why we talk about what they have is because we've been trained, right, to not. We've been trained not to produce anything. So we don't ever talk about what we have, right? We're always talking about what the white man has. Oh, they can do this to you. They can do that to you. They can do this and that to you. Well, they can do this to you, do that to you, because you won't do anything for yourself. It's not that they got this overall power. They the great King Kong or anything like that. It's your mental state of mind. You believe in them more than you believe in yourself and your own people, and you don't do anything. You do everything that you do is predicated off of that. That's exactly the way they want it, because that's how they survive and stay in power. By keeping you mentally screwed up. You walk around here talking about what the white man has and what he can do to you and what he won't let happen to you, and you put your whole destiny in his hands, like he's some kind of god, and he's not that. He's not. He's a savage. He's no god. He's a savage. But you put him on a pedestal of God because mentally you're screwed up. You're running around here talking about what he has, what he can do, and you're afraid of him. You're afraid of this and everything that he does. He's become your God. And the minute you can break that cycle mentally, you'll see just how powerless he really is. He really don't have the power you think he has. You give him more power than anything else. Racism, white supremacy cannot function without willing participants. It's a cog in a mighty machine that has tentacles that stretch all around the world, but it needs a main part in order to function, right? It needs people.
It's funny.
Huh?
It's funny how you said that. I kind of looked at us as being the engine of a car.
Mm-hmm.
And when you decide to turn yourself off, the car stops running.
Mm-hmm.
But the funny thing about how they're controlling the car is they have the steering wheel, and that's all they're doing. They're not even really pushing the gas. They're just steering you. Here, spend your money over here. Come on. That's it.
Right. And Neek, that's exactly right. He is a god to some black people.
Let me pay you what you're worth. Oh, you mean here's a job that's worth 200K. I'm gonna pay you 100K for this.
Wait a minute, who the hell bought his own slave chains?
Lost me there.
No, damn Frankie said somebody bought their own slave chain. That's bad. I'm sorry, I gotta be bottom to the top. I was listening to what Dame Frankie was saying, was in disbelief.
But this mental programming is very strong, and I just hope people just start realizing that the economics, the money game in economics is really simple. It's kind of like a bartering system. Most people don't really talk about it. It's kind of like old school tactics where, hey, you need some milk. Okay, I have some rice. Here, let's trade. That's it. It's not, and no money actually has to change hands. If you have something, it's supply and demand. You have something, I have something, let's trade. Let's look after one another. It's not that hard.
Well, you see, the problem is that black people would rather trade with other foreign businesses rather than themselves. This is why we can't really sustain any kind of real economics. We keep talking ourselves out of doing things that we should do to get our own economics started. I mean, you got black people, if you try to do something, you got black people that will run ahead of you talking about, no, don't do it. Let the white people do it. Listen, man, the problem is the mentality. The problem is you, man. We are our own worst enemy. And we got to break out this mental funk. Like I said, you can easily get foreign businesses out of your community. Just stop patronizing them. They can't survive without money. That's what they would do to you. If you move into a Chinese neighborhood and open up a store, they're not gonna come by and throw rocks at your store and call you all kinds of niggas and whatnot. Well, they might come by and call you a nigga every now and then, but they ain't gonna do nothing physical. You know what they're gonna do? They're just gonna walk by, make funny faces at you and never go in there and purchase anything. Because they know you can't survive without money. They're just gonna just keep walking past your business. Some are even probably antagonist coming in, just standing there, look like they're gonna buy something and just walk out. And they'll do that until you go out of business. They won't purchase it. I've seen that happen. I've seen that happen in the neighborhood. I used to live in an all-white neighborhood. And this Arab dude who lived downstairs from me, he had a store that sold papers and stuff, right? Newspapers and candy and gum like that. And it was white people, he was surrounded by white businesses, right? They didn't come in there and buy anything. Matter of fact, they would come in there and read his newspapers and then put them back on the shelf. They wouldn't give him a dime. He couldn't even sell a pack of gum. And then one day I went in there, he was like, I'm about to close down. I'm like, why? No, make no money, man. He said they don't buy nothing. They come in here, they don't buy anything. And he ended up going out of business. And then guess who ended up with that business after he left? A white man. That's how you get it done. They don't come in there and argue with you and throw rocks in your window talking about, no, they don't buy anything from you. That's how you get it done. And they will, you don't purchase nothing from them, they will leave because they can't keep up paying the rent, because they don't have any income coming in, right? They can't survive. They will have to fold up their tent and leave.
I think I came across something a long time ago. They were saying why blacks don't support black businesses is because they don't have that 5-star type of Yelp review. They always have some type of low customer service, or the products are not good, or a million other reasons. What's your take on that?
No, I think that black people don't support black businesses because they're too busy supporting foreign businesses.
So how are we gonna get black people to support each other?
No, I don't think that we get black people to support each other. We get black people to start supporting themselves. It has to be an individual mindset, right? You have to start believing differently. Like for example, if everybody in this chat room, right, go to sleep tonight and wake up with a thought in their mind tomorrow morning, like, you know what? I'm not purchasing no more Chinese food.
You know what I did back in the day? I probably still do it today. But any person or any business that doesn't give me a job or an interview, I don't mess with.
That's good too. But if you want true change, if you want to really shake it up, right? Hey, look, I'm not giving nobody a dime that don't look like me. Or I'm not giving anybody a dime that don't belong in my neighborhood. If you Chinese, I don't care if you grew up there. You don't belong in my neighborhood. You're not black. I'm not purchasing anything from you. I grew up in an area where there was still a bunch of black businesses in the neighborhood. Green grocers and everything. But a lot of foreign businesses in my neighborhood. Foreign business was rare in my neighborhood when I was growing up. It was mostly all black businesses. I'm talking about from the green grocers to the grocery stores, and they were all black owned. You know, you had some white ones, like Roxy's was a famous one that everybody used to go to. Those white folks were pretty cool. Everybody liked them. You had Crazy Greeks, right? But there were black businesses all over the place when I was young. Clark Brothers. That was the the green grocers in the neighborhood. Everybody went there to get their groceries, their meats, you know, and everything. They didn't go to the big shopping centers. But yeah, we have a lot of growing to do, man. We have to do, it's a mental game, man, that we have to fight, man. We have to start thinking differently. Like I said, if everybody wakes up tomorrow morning and say, well, I'm not purchasing any Chinese food anymore from any Chinese place, okay? That's a win in our favor. And you know what? I'm not going to Walmart. I'm not going to spend any money at Walmart, okay? Even if you can take your money away from Walmart and put it in a local business, that's still a win and a loss for Walmart. Then again, you have to be very careful, right? Because these places, they have a way of guarding against that. Like Walmart can guard against you not patronizing them because they employ a lot of your people. So you don't spend your money at Walmart, you could be hurting the jobs for your people in the community, right? So you have to go to the businesses that are around Walmart, like the farming businesses that don't employ your people. Like you said, if you walk in there, you don't see none of your people employed, stop patronizing them. Walmart, the way you get Walmart is that you just have to infiltrate Walmart, okay? Start having more and more Black people fill out applications to get hired at Walmart and get in management positions, start hiring more Black people. You gotta pretty much take over Walmart from within. And turn Walmart into a Black store, a Black Walmart. I've seen that happen. Well, I don't know what for. Unique. I don't know what for. Why are they getting rid of their employees? What, they're downsizing? Oh, Amazon. Okay, yeah. You know what? You can order groceries and stuff online. They bring stuff to you. They bring stuff directly to your doorstep now. They'll even bring the groceries in the house and put them up for you. Yeah. I mean, it's still going to be job. People think that automation. Now, this is my field. Technology is my thing. And I got the tech channel coming up soon. The MTech channel, Maximum Technology, will be launched probably by this summer because I got to have some things set up to do videos for that. But listen, automation is not going to be the end of jobs. People think that, oh, it's going to be automation, so everybody's going to be out of work. No, it's just going to be new jobs, less stressful jobs. Like, for example, delivering groceries. Okay? You're going to have more jobs like in the mindset of like a Uber and Lyft, right? Where you have your own car and you'll be running around doing errands. You'll be dropping things off. Okay? The jobs are paid good and it's less stressful. You'll be using your own car. You know, a lot of them jobs are going to open up. Okay? Trust me, Black people are going to benefit from automation because most of the jobs that are going to be available are very easy to do jobs. Very simple, easy to do jobs. They pay good money and they can afford to pay you good money because they don't have the workforce. So you can make $150 to $200 a day doing something like Uber or Everett, right? Because Everett don't have to pay workers. Yeah. Of course, they're going to lose a lot of employees, right? But you're going to end up getting more jobs. There are going to be more jobs than you can think of out there. You'll be able to get another job. And you'll be able to get an easier job that pays good wages. I think Black people are going to benefit the most from this automation. Because a lot of the jobs that are coming are right down our alley. And it's going to be a ton of them too. It's not, I'm not talking about a couple of hundred jobs here. It's going to be, dang, what do you mean we aren't white? What do you mean by that? What do you, why do you keep saying that? Dang, Frank, what do you mean by we aren't white? Yeah, but again, you know, I believe Black people are going to benefit the most from automation. If you can see the jobs that are coming up, it's going to be a lot of courier jobs that you can easily do with your own car. That's gonna pay good money. Yeah, well, you know, the technology field is what I'm into, Unique. I see these jobs coming. People think that, you see, people have the wrong information. They listen to people online with the doom and gloom that, oh, we're not going to have any work. You think that they're going to sit here, right? You know how many people are in this country alone? Millions upon millions, right? You think they're going to sit here and let millions and millions and millions and millions of people go without work? You know what kind of hell that would bring? They're not going to do that. Automation, yes, yeah, it's going to automate some jobs. It's going to get rid of certain things in customer service. For one, I think customer service needs to go because customer service is dominated by foreigners anyway. And most of the time, when you call them the customer service, most countries, there's always a language barrier. You can't even understand the person you're talking to. They can't understand you. You can't understand them. So then, boom, you end up getting frustrated and hang up anyway, and you've got nothing to resolve. Listen, Phil, you can't build a house, right, without materials. Okay. You want the house, but you need the materials to build a house. How are you going to raise capital if you don't have any work? You need business capital. Remember, if you go into white banks, you're Black. Nobody wants to lend you any money any old way. So, you know, the jobs are going to be much easier. I think Black people are going to really benefit. I think that Black people will really benefit from these jobs. Okay, everybody, I'm about to shut it down. Okay. I didn't plan on going too long tonight anyway. I just wanted to rant a little bit about the Black woman having no value thing. Thanks for everybody for coming by and tuning in. Tomorrow, we may be going live tomorrow night with Ladies Night. Not sure it's going to be tonight. Tonight, or it's going to be Sunday night. Hey, thanks, Unique. Not sure if it's going to be, it might be tomorrow night, I'm not sure, but I think the fellas want to do a masculine panel tomorrow night. It may be some heavy masculinity up here tomorrow night. But we might have Jay Shine and Cerulean and Trey, and you know, these are some heavy hitters. So we may roll up in here with them, you know, later on tonight. If we don't do that, we'll probably do Ladies Night tonight. If we don't do Ladies Night tonight, we'll do it next Saturday. Okay. So I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in and appreciate everybody on the panel. Thanks for stopping by, spending some time with me. You could have been anywhere else, but decided to come down here and hang out with the OverDrive. There again, I really appreciate all of you. Okay? So, till next time, I want you guys to always remember the power is in the black and the black is the people, and therein lies the power. Good night, everybody, and peace out.